What's up guys, Mike here from Swood and Mike G. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys at home how to get a clean 9-win in the Ramp Up Challenge, how to get all 17,500 gold, those 275 cards, and collect some epics while you're at it. Now obviously the challenge isn't out yet, but what I decided to do was team up with your boy, Swood, get some friendly battles in, figure out what decks work, and this is the deck we ended up coming up with to get those clean 9 wins. We'll probably post some tweets on Twitter, go follow us below, with us getting those 9-win chests using this deck. So this deck is absolutely unreal in the challenge. You just defend in single and double elixir. Then once triple elixir comes up, you just absolutely go in. You play the golem on the back and you build up an absolutely ridiculous push. And oftentimes you can split push some pretty insane things. You can do like golem, night witch, lumberjack, fly machine left, golem, night witch, lumberjack, fly machine on the right, and there's no way they're defending that. It just does not happen. The reason you want to eventually split push instead of just hammering it all into one lane is you don't want to give them insane poison value, because poison is probably the best build in this challenge because of how much elixir is played in triple elixir. Now, what we did for you guys is showed off how to play this deck against the 3 most popular decks, which is another variation of Golem, Skeleton Barrel, Mega Knight, and also the infamous Bridge Spam deck with P.E.K.K.A, because I feel like that'll be a very popular deck moving forward in this challenge. So the premise of the deck is very simple. You just defend, and then you go in for a soul-crushing push. You just bend over your opponent, and well, you just go to town. There really isn't all that much they can really do. So without further ado, let's jump into the first game against Swood. So that is a little loud for me. Hopefully it's not too bad for you guys at home. There we go. Seems a little better now. I'm going to go ahead and start off this game with a nice clean Goblin Hut. I'm going to go move this a little more closer to you guys so I can actually watch the gameplay live for you and not at a strange angle. So he also starts with the Goblin Hut, and I'm going to go ahead and Royal Ghost that. Swood likes to place miners right there for whatever reason. He needs to start switching that up just a tad, but it's all good. My Royal Ghost is going to go ahead and just kind of curve its way over to some Spear Goblins. His Royal Ghost is going to clean up mine, so seeing the Royal Ghost drop on the field, I'm going to go ahead and play Fly Machine. Now, I should have predicted the bats here. I didn't, and that's going to end up costing me a Fly Machine. And his Goblin Hut, unfortunately, is definitely going to win out on the interaction. So I just kind of have to, once again, play it slow, not, spend too much time. Oh my lord. Okay, error server problems on the first few seconds of the video. That's always a great sign. To start our dominance, we're going to go ahead and play Night Witch against the Barrel. This deck struggles in single elixir against the Skeleton Barrel deck just because you don't have Zap or Log or really any efficient counters. Some of the best counters to Skeleton Barrel that you can come up with are Night Witch, just play it in the back, let the bats accumulate, and then the Night Witch kind of helps out. You want to try to time it if you can, so the 2 bats spawn when the barrel pops, so they don't die to Zap damage, and that cleans it up pretty well. Another way to do it is just get some Spear Goblins accumulating, get a Fly Machine down, and right there, you saw that was really clean defense. Fly Machine is actually probably the best card in this deck, hands down, especially in triple elixir. I just want to draw your attention to the lower left-hand screen right there. Swood prediction minored a Goblin Hunt. What an absolute beast. This man, there's a reason he's on the channel with me. He's a god at Clash Royale. He's just unreal, which probably why he's so good at analytical videos. So anyway, getting back into this gameplay here, I'm gonna once again just play Fly Machine. I play it almost every single time I get. The card just gets infinite value in this challenge for whatever reason. I guess when you just have a card that struggles to die and can get a lot of value against cards, it just ends up building up over time and kind of gets you some nice little pushes. So as you can see, triple elixir starts, and I'm just gonna go ahead and drop that golem right away. And Swood makes a kind of iffy decision here. He decides to play a Skeleton Barrel to defend the Mega Minion plus Royal Ghost combination. And then I think he goes in a little too hard here, but it's actually gonna work out for him all right. My Lumberjack, and I'm gonna have to commit a Mega Minion to this too. So here is where things are gonna start getting nasty. I have a Golem, I have a Night Witch, I have 2 Spear Goblin Huts, and it's just going to start building up. That Fly Machine is going to clear some stuff out, and I believe I go for a poison at some point here. I'm not exactly sure when, but it's all good in the HUD. Yeah, I get a poison. It hits the Royal Ghost, hits the hut, does not hit Theme from Dragonswood plays, unfortunately. But my Spirit Goblins are accumulating. They're just going to go ahead and melt out that Mega Knight, and Swood is going to go in on the right side. This is the push where he actually gets a dangerous amount of damage on the board. I already wasted my poison, and I committed a lot of elixir with that Golem. That could have been a really scary push for me, especially with all those bats accumulated on the field. I decided to play Fly Machine to try to get this game in the bag, and my tower goes down to 175. Swood just has to get to my tower. That's all he has to do with that miner, which is now in his hand. So he's aware of the situation, but he also knows that I have a really scary push coming up, so he's going to try with everything he has to defend it. Then once the Mega Knight's down, he realizes he can go in, and so that's exactly what he's going to do. So I, on the other hand, I'm going to try to play Night Witch. I'm predicting it in the bottom left corner. However, it doesn't even matter. The 2 Flying Machines, the Mega Knight, the Royal Ghost, Raged, all were able to take that out. So another reason the Lumberjack is so good in this variation of the deck is just for the fact that it just dominates in triple elixir. When you're raging up 20-30 elixir cards, there's not much your opponent can do. So that rage is actually really critical. The one other replacement I was debating and thinking of this deck is cutting out the Mega Minion or a clone spell. I think that would be a really cute thing to do in this deck, just because it's already absolutely so insane in triple elixir. Just throwing that clone spell down in there would just make it ungodly. Now that I mentioned additional spells, you might have noticed right off the get-go is that I chose not to play Zap or a small spell. The reason being is after you're in triple elixir, the small spells don't really do all that much. Like when you're zapping away some cards in triple elixir, it kind of feels really underwhelming. So sure, you can, you'll get good value out of it in single elixir, and you'll probably get decent value out of double elixir. But this deck is not a single or double elixir deck. It's defend until triple elixir, and then put together push. Your opponent has no chance in hell of stopping and just going in. So we get a nice early lead here to start off the game. I'm actually a little intimidated by this push, and he's going to get a really nice poison. I don't know why I played the Mega Minion into it. I'm just going to own it up to I'm terrible at the game, but it's all good. I'm entertaining, right guys? So, hey, Mike G is life. Mike Jesus, I was actually talking to Juicy J on Discord earlier today, and he made a pretty great pun. He was talking about school or whatever, and I was like, it's all G, dude, it's all G. He said, it's all G, it's Mike G. So, go ahead and comment that down below. I'll make sure to throw you guys a like or a love, because you can do that now. So, recognizing my tower was going to go down, I decided to just kind of let it happen, build up a nice clean push, get a Flying Machine to make sure I don't get 3-crowned, and assist that push later on. I actually decided to just go in here because Rage plus Poison, I felt pretty confident that I was going to take out that tower. And look at that, it just goes down. Swood tries pretty decent, hard to defend it. He gets some pretty clean defense in there, but it does not matter. Raged Night Witches, guys, are just absolutely insane. And 2 of them in combination are just like a very terrifying threat for your opponent to deal with. So going forward, I feel really good about the rest of this game. I'm going to let that Mega Minion soak up the Ice Spirit, and I'm going to let the Lumberjack kill off the rest of that. So he's going to get a good zap in here, I believe. No, he's just going to let it happen. I don't know why I played the Flying Machine there. I was a little stressed out. I was like, oh my god, what do I do? And so then I was an absolute champion, and I played the Golem in the center. I kind of get the theory behind why I did it. It kind of made sense on some level, because the Flying Machine was still alive. I was accumulating some Spear Goblins, and the Night Witch was going to get some good value in there. But still, I think I probably could have played that just a little bit better. It's really hard to manage Elixir in 3x, to be honest, though. You kind of just play cards and just watch it happen. It feels very bridge spammy, just being honest with you guys, and that was definitely the vibe I was getting. I was kind of just playing cards after a certain amount of time. I'm like, alright, so I have how many Spear Goblins down? Okay, I have this and this and this and this. Just get a lot of spell value. The one skillful, if you can even call it that, is just kind of just try to like build up Goblin Huts as much as you can, because those Spear Goblins accumulate and they can't poison everything. So as you can see here, this is an absolutely soul-crushing push. I mean, 2 Mega Minions, like 5 Spear Goblins, 4 Bats, a Night Witch, 2 Golemites, and a Flying Machine. How is he supposed to defend that? It's just not realistic. This deck can't be defended in triple elixir, and it just beats everything. So this game is actually embarrassingly close. I made some fatal errors early on in the game, and so was able to capitalize off it. However, the deck inherently should win this matchup just because of Lumberjack, and he has Zap. That's a huge difference. So in double and triple elixir, I have the raged plays as well as a much higher DPS troop to melt his golem significantly faster than he can melt mine. So this deck actually should absolutely shred the other golem decks you are going to play against in this challenge. It has no problem breaking through Knight, it has no problem breaking through Inferno Dragon, it has no problem really dealing with anything. You can split push against like really cheap fast cycle decks if you need to, but you honestly shouldn't. You can kind of just push through with Golem against a really fast cycle deck. There aren't that many cards that can, defend a Golem, Lumberjack, Night Witch, Flying Machine push. It just isn't realistic to have. Like if it ever happens, I'll be very shocked on a consistent basis, anyways. So here I'm gonna play Lumberjack to tank out that Ghost. Lumberjack is actually one of the better counters in my opinion to Royal Ghost, as it keeps a substantial amount of health left over after killing it. Enough to actually make some kind of impact anyways. So that, I believe I get 1 Rage Spear Goblin here. Yeah, it gets an extra shot, and it takes out that Spear Goblin Hunt. So something Swood did that was really smart here is he recognized I just wasted my poison, so he knew I couldn't use it defensively, and he's able to use it offensively here, and that puts him in a really good position. I don't agree with Royal Ghost necessarily, because it's kind of just dead weight. Golem isn't a chip deck, it's a beatdown deck, especially in this format. But look at that crazy poison I like played into it. Like, I gave him Night Witch, I gave him Spear Goblin Hut, I gave him Fly Machine. That's where he just like absolutely took the early lead, and I believe he almost takes a tower here, and he's up in Elixir, so like Swood did a phenomenal job here of keeping track of card order and keeping track of Elixir and taking advantage of that. So I actually didn't go, like, after all said and done, I didn't like lose super hard on interaction. Yeah, I took a lot of damage on my tower, but I didn't go far, like super far behind in Elixir, and Golem isn't a deck about small trades, it's a deck about taking a tower in one push. So I still felt pretty confident that I could win this game, especially if I played slightly better moving forward. So I'm going to go ahead and play Night Witch early on, and then I believe I go ahead and play Fly Machine. I'm trying to be more conscientious this time of getting in poison value, so I play the Fly Machine on the left side, expecting him to also play Fly Machine. I should have played my Mega Minion, because I knew he was going to play Fly Machine in response to mine to kill it. So that was just me being terrible. And my poison misses his Night Witch, unfortunately. But still, we out here, kind of. I decided to play Golem at the bridge, knowing that I kind of just need to make something happen here. There's 22 seconds left, and that right side tower of mine is going to go down. Swood recognizes the situation and decides to go in with the Golem Night Witch at the bridge. Then he tries to defend a little bit. I think what he should have done is just going all in on offense, not even play the Royal Ghost. He didn't have to worry about a 3-crown. I didn't have enough troops there. But it actually gives me an opportunity to get back into the game, so I'm not going to complain. I have a lot of really small troops left right here, and he decides to zap them mostly out of existence. I don't know why I decided to play a very aggressive Golem here. I think I thought I was in a worse position than I really was. What I should have instead is just probably gone for the 3-crown, just playing it like up top at the bridge, and then just like playing troops and then kiting with the Goblin Hut. That's actually what I end up doing eventually to get this dub, I believe, because right here it does not look like this is a winnable position for me. This actually looks pretty terrible if you're watching it from my perspective. But Swood makes a similar mistake to what I made earlier. Gives me a really nice poison, and that puts me back into the game. Between that and the Golem death damage, I actually get some good damage, and I get some good value out of that Mega Minion. It just kind of just does its thing. That Goblin is going to, you know, take out those Golemites, and I'm not going to take too much damage. Then the Fly Machine is going to take out the Goblin Hut. I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of the Night Witch Bats and play a Golem to tank out the King Tower. Take advantage of my Fly Machine and just see what we can make happen. So I'm going to go ahead and poison because I feel like he has to play something to defend this, and Swood decides to just kind of go for his offensive push, thinking his defensive cards will finish it off, but this is one of the advantages of having a really high DPS card like Lumberjack, because you get the Rage in there and it does an unexpected amount of damage and just kind of gets the game when you really shouldn't have won that. So that's the deck. Even played poorly, guys, it still is absolutely devastating, and I feel really confident if you try this deck out in the challenge, you will do exceedingly well. So I wish you guys good luck in your challenge. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Wow, subscribe, tap that, subscribe. Anyways, see you next time, YouTube.